Hey everybody, Ms. Dietrich. A car dealership has 240 cars in the parking lot and 17.5% of them are red. Of the other 6 colors in the lot, each color has the same number of cars. If one of the colors is black, how many black cars are in the lot? All right, here's what we know. We know that the all of it number, the number of cars that are in the lot, would be 240. So if we're going to use the tape diagram method, let's have the top box be talking about the cars and the bottom box be talking about the percent. If we have all of something, we have 100%. We know that 17 and 5/10% are red. That means that this green box would represent all the other cars. And what would be a good idea to get the percentage of that? If we take this and subtract it from this, we'll get what the percent is. And as it turns out, this would be the percent. 82.5% of the cars would be something other than red. Now, how are we going to use that to finish this question? Well, it says of the other 6 colors. So let's just break this up into sixes. So we have a chunk here. We have another chunk. We have another chunk. We have another chunk. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So even though it's not quite right, you can kind of visualize that we have 6 chunks. And again, they're not proportional, but we're just doing it to get the idea. Now, if we know that 82.5 represents this whole thing, wouldn't we need to divide this value by 6 to get the individual percentages? Let's do that on the calculator. 82.5 divided by 6 equals, and we get this. So each individual chunk, because this represents the whole green chunk, would be 13.5%. Now remember, if we were going to add up all these values, it should add up to be 100% because that's the all of it number. So that's a good idea to just check to make sure that your numbers make sense. All right, now we know that one of them is black, and we know that one of them might be green, blue. Really, it doesn't matter because we're just interested in one of these chunks. So they want to know how many black cars are there in the lot. This happens to be a percent right now. If we're trying to figure out what's the value of the car, what are the actual quantity of cars that are that color, we need to take this number, because recall in class we said if you know the all of it number, which we do, you take that number, which in this case is 240, you multiply it by the decimal equivalent of the percent. So the decimal equivalent of this, if we move that over 2 to the left, we would get 0.1375. And let's find out what that is when we multiply it in. Times, and I'm just going to put in the 0 just because that's how this calculator works, 1.375 equals. And we get this. So when we talk about the actual quantity of cars, here's what we know. We know that, to use purple again, we know that we're going to have a chunk of black cars that'll be 33. We might have a chunk of blue cars, which might be 33. We might have green cars. So really the color's not really relevant. But we have 6 chunks of 33. Let's pencil that in just to wrap our brain around it. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we'll make this the last one, 6. All right, now if they want to know how many black cars there are, recall that one of those chunks would have to be black because these are red over here. These are red, and they're not looking for that. However, if they were looking for that, do you see that we could just take the sum of all these and subtract that from 240 to get that value if they were asking for it? But we're good to just put 33 on the space because that's how many of them happen to be black. All right, hopefully you found this video helpful.